means like all these 18 followers of Buddha's teaching are mistaken. And then go to Chitta Matira, and there also has many different lineages. Then also the inside has many different. Chitta Matira also has 5, 6 or different inside that, kind of like they share a little bit different experience, their views a little bit different, their talks, teachings. They also debate each other. And then of course come up to the Mayaminka as Pas Sanjeka, and another one is what they call, I don't remember, they have two big difference, Mayaminka. This one is called Pas Sanjeka. Another one is, I don't know what they call they usually Sanskrit. So Tibetan we call Uma Tanjorpa, Ranjupa. The two major lineages. And then they're also debating laws, these two. They also talk a little bit different, these two truths. Then Mahayana has become another branch is like Vajrayana. Vajrayana has 9 different yanas, 9 different levels in the Vajrayana, inside the Vajrayana. So like that's kind of lots, inside the different kind of small lineages. So this also the main subsumed to these 3 vehicles, Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. So there are different vehicles of the Dharma practices. Here talk about the different Dharma practice. Actually, they share the teaching, talk a little bit different, but this always followed by the individual level capacity. The teaching is not contradiction. You just accept the words, follow the words, also like contradicting each other, but follow the meaning, then not contradiction. Of course, same as the medicine, They are the common vehicle which is practiced in all parts, the part of the Bodhisattva and the extraordinary vehicle of the Tantras. So common vehicle is Hinayana, and the reason is everyone practice. Same as the 4 thought meditation. So usually we talk about 4 thought meditation is a common preliminary practice. Then we talk about uncommon preliminary practices, pause 100,000 times, pause station 100,000 times, chant the refuge prayers 100,000 times, Vajrasava practice 100,000 times, do mandala offering 100,000 times, Guru Yoga practice. This is uncommon preliminary practice. And then we have a special preliminary practice. It's love, compassion, bodhicitta practice. It's a special preliminary practice. So same like that, these 3 yanas also follow like that. And the why is called common vehicles. The Teloa, the teachings, the Buddha just giving these teachings more basic teachings. And everyone, first step, you have to practice this. Otherwise, you cannot get higher level. The reason is, if we don't stop harming for other beings, you cannot love for other beings. See, the non-stop harming for other beings is the common vehicle. And then, which is practiced in all the path of a Bodhisattva is then practice the compassion, love, bodhicitta. That practice is for focus for other beings. Actually, change. You give up yourself. You're giving your happiness for other beings. So you like take other beings' difficulty, sufferings, the exchange. So that is called Bodhisattva vehicles. Then Vajrayana is like extraordinary vehicle, or means you have this first two practice, then same time, then you use special, very special method, change this, transforming ordinary perceptions, transform to the pure perception. So that's the way it's become three different way hackers follow. And I think coming somewhere here is like, I don't read this book long time. Especially this three-way hackers is, I didn't read a long time. I don't remember what I have inside there. So today also I didn't practice, I didn't read what I have here. I remember one long time ago, I used one example. So I think the example is in here. The example is very good to recognize these three-way hackers. The explain like followed by the one poison tree. Poison tree. Can you understand? Do you understand what I mean? I mean poison. Sometimes I cannot make correct this pronunciation. Poison tree. Okay, so poison tree harmful others, because if you poison trees grow in your yard and you scared, you wanted to get rid of that, right? You like medicine tree in your yard. You don't like poison tree in your yard close to your house. So we don't want the snakes in too close to your home because you're scared. You like some, good animals, some give you good feelings, not going to, harm you. And, like some, like you can be with the animal, some like that kind of animal you like close to your home. Maybe cat or dogs, not snakes. Everyone's scared of snakes. So why is everyone scared of snake? Because snake has poison. And the animal who has poisons, the reason is the reborn like that. The reason is because due to the anger. Who has anger and then they die, and there some beings reborn to like that kind of snakes, and some animals has like poisons and danger. Everyone's scared, So like that kind of, become reborn to like that. So anyway, what I'm going to share with you right now, the main point is example. First, I give you example. The example is to give you more clear understanding these three-way hackers. So someone's yard has a poison tree. So that person is same as Vinayana tradition, like beginner, not really courage person. So he saw the poison trees in his yard, he really scared. And he wanted to get rid of that. So then he taught you what he did. He used all the tools to dig the poison tree, digging all the way under the root. So he uproot, take out all the way uproot, digging under the ground, and then that poison trees take away all the way somewhere is no one going to see, no one going to get, somewhere. He put somewhere, like very remote area, like hidden area, he put there. So same like that, this the common way hacker is like for beginners, we have to, abandon our emotions. So we have to abandon our emotions, because we have to really look to ourselves what's going on in our mind. If any emotion comes right away, we have to stop, put effort, and get rid of emotions. So also we have to put more effort, put lots of effort. The same is like this person, what he did, the poison tree, he dig all the way up road like that, you know. We have to put lots of effort to release our emotions. That's the reason this common way hackers means like you see someone and the auto level, just stop the auto level. These emotions try to stop all these conditions. Just try to stop the low to the auto level conditions. They stop. If you don't like someone, if someone really harm to you, you see that person you doesn't like, that didn't go along together, so you try to avoid that person. So that is called this first one, common way hacker means. And you cannot that person like make friend, and you cannot change your perceptions, but you have to get rid of these conditions. If you are attached to something, you have to meditate like impermanent, or you have to like just 100% avoid that object, you know, not try to be with that, get rid of. Same is like that one person has a yard, is a poison to he get rid of, put his effort. So like that is called this first common way hackers. Common way hacker is like good words to use, like rather than like we use Hinayana or Thelawadi, you know. Otherwise, people sometimes misunderstand. So sometimes it comes like Hinayana. So we can use that word as a common way hacker. Hinayana, people doesn't like that word. Okay, so then Mahayana is a little bit different than that common way hackers. So then like same is example, like somebody's yard has a poison tree. So then the person he saw, oh, his yard has a poison tree. Then what he said, okay, so we have to get rid of this poison tree, but don't have to put lots of effort. Just cut. And then don't have to dig out all the under the ground, uproot. So he said, put hot water, boiling water top there. He said, this tree is going to dry and not come back again. So he used something special method. Then he don't put lots of effort. He just get rid of the tree. So that is like people who practice love and compassion. So use some method and less effort. You know, sometimes that is called Mahayana way hackers. Mahayana like this Buddhist way hackers. We can say like Sutra tradition way hackers. And that don't put too lots of effort. They also use some different method. So then you don't have to get rid of this your enemies. You can change your perceptions. So you can use our enemies. You can practice love and compassion, and also you can talk with the person and dealing with that. Not get rid of that. The Mahayana way hackers said, if you get rid of, still your mind is not happy. You're kept there, you know. That's the reason you just change, you know, perception, thoughts, and don't get rid of, just negotiate, talk, and become friend. So like that way, you know, practice is called Mahayana way hackers. And then they use like love compassion method. Seems like your yard has a poison tree, so you cut and put the boiling water. You don't have to put effort too much to digging all the way ground, uproot. So that kind is Mahayana practice. And then Vajrayana, there's outer tantra and the inner tantra. It's like actually two different levels. I told already Mahayana has 9 different levels, actually vehicles inside there. But this all subsumed into the 2 categories called outer tantra and inner tantra. So outer tantra practitioners, the dealing with this, outer level is different. So I'll give you the example first. Examples in your yard has like poison tree. So then you see your yard has a poison tree. Someone going to get rid of that poison tree. So you say, don't get rid of. And I want this poison tree because I can make this medicine, like same as the doctors, So they say, I want this poison tree. I can use this, can make medicine. So then don't have to get rid of that. So that is like auto tantra practitioners does like that way. And the emotion is, emotion, recognize emotion, use that emotion and practice. They become emotions as a causes of, wisdom, practice. So then inner tantra practitioners, high level ones. So they have the different examples. And your yard has like, see, same is like poison tree. Then the peacock comes, peacock eat the poison tree, poison. The peacocks become more, beautiful. And his, peacock, this poison doesn't harm to peacock. The peacock become, auto level, all the feathers is become colorful arise. So same like that, higher level practitioner like called Mahamudra realizes, use this is become wisdom. Emotions transform to the wisdom. So see, like that way, these 3 vehicles is individual capacity. But no one except the poison, but the dealing with the poison tree is totally different, right? Because due to the level, the capacity. So that's the reason this become these 3 vehicles come from. So the main point is like these 3 vehicles also have to release emotions, but they use different method, different capacity they have. So some is like get rid of emotions. Someone when get rid of emotions, use special method. They don't have to put too much effort. Some use this emotion, it's take to the path. Some, the emotions become causes of wisdom, see? So actually no one that say emotion is good, but emotion, you don't have to, if you have capacity level, you don't have to get rid of that. You can do something different ways, change. So that is the 3 vehicles follow different levels. So then we have to look to ourselves, which level we are right now. If you have someone really make you difficulty, hurt you, so then you can practice love, compassion, growing with that person. You are Mahayana practitioner. If you wanted to get rid of that person, otherwise your mind is no peace, no happy, we are this common vehicle. If you can see that person, that person harm you, whatever makes you difficulties, that make you, that whatever makes you difficulties, you take that is in the path, is Vajrayana practitioner. So then you see the person is become like same as a Buddha. You transform the impure perceptions. You have good perception, pure perceptions. You don't see anyone is your enemies. So then that term is like Vajrayana practitioner. We have become Vajrayana practitioner. So this all is followed by our individual level. We have to look to our where is we are right now, which level we are right now. If we are attached, we see some object, we are really attached to that object. And then if you don't get rid of that object, then until that you have a strong attachment arise, desire attachment, then our mind is still this common vehicle. We are in the first level, Vinayana or Hinayana level. And then you see the object, you can use that object and not strongly desire attached come to that object. That object is become, you can use offerings or change, like positive way. Then we have become higher level vehicles. So that's the reason this each level, this is very short information here in these three vehicles. Actually, of course, all this Buddha's teaching is subsumed into these three vehicles. The more detailed the teachings follows. So each has different antidote meditations. Like each means like each emotion has used a different method that we have to apply, followed by levels. And we have example, strong attached to someone. So then in the letter, Nagarjuna wrote a letter to his friend. So you can see in that text, Nagarjuna, what he says is, if someone is younger than you, you recognize your sister, your daughter, like same like your daughter or your son, and the same if the person is the same age as you, recognize your siblings, and the person is like older than you, recognize his parents. So that means like just how to reduce the emotions, like practicing, levels. Like we attach to somebody, example. And so then sometimes like when we are attached to somebody, then we have to meditate. It's called meditated cemetery. Cemetery, like it's love to the dead body, think about that. And this like odd level skin, where we are attached to skin or the meat or blood or bones. You have to investigate all the body, what there has, where I am attached to. Then think about all the cemetery, these dead bodies, all this cemetery, kind of like that, the meditative practice, reduce the attachment. So that is always like followed by this common vehicles. Meditate impermanent. And there are so many elaborated teachings. I don't remember all everything, but each emotion has different method applied. Like the first level common vehicles has. Then Mahayana level, of course, you dealing like exactly follow like that way, use different method, abandon our these afflictive emotions. Then we have to think about which is emotions of strong arise, like usually from our mind. So then we have to practice which is antidote, which Dharma practice antidote to that, specifically that emotion. So then you will go up to a higher level. The Yadam deity practice is actually a higher level, a very higher level. The highest level, the Yadam deity practice, the very highest level means then these emotions not get rid of, not abandoned. Emotion is transforming, changing, you know, like all perception is transformed. Like we visualize everything is Yadam deity's body. Or whatever hear the song is Yadam deity's song. Thought or is also natural mind, recognize. Seeing form is a Buddha. So then that time, not possible to arise these far afflictive emotions. These far afflictive emotions all the way take to the path. So that's like, you know, different ways like practicing this section. Three-way hackers means. Do you have any questions there? This today is not only I'm talking, so you can ask questions during the teaching. So if you have questions, you can ask. You know, I can give answers. So sometimes I talk and talk. Then you also tired. I'm also tired. What you wanted to hear something, you wanted to know something, you wanted to like clarify your doubt or thought or something, you have opportunity to, you know, you can share, talk, ask questions. So we can discussion together in this section, you know. Three-way hackers. So usually what we share all the teaching is followed by three-way hackers, all the teaching.
Kempo, I have a question.
Yes.
The last page of the chapter, you talk about, let's see, only in Tantra are the afflictive emotions finally understood as obscured as expressions of the five wisdoms. So how do we as Tantrikis instantly transform the five afflicted emotions into the five wisdoms?
You mean this chapter has that word there?
Yes, yes. Turning we know that they are the same taste, the suchness of the five afflicted emotions are the five wisdoms. So transforming the five emotions, the afflictive emotions, into instantly expressions of the five wisdoms, the five Buddha family wisdoms. To me, that takes a little hard work, a lot of homework to do that. Maybe a lifetime of homework.
If you get the level, then one lifetime you can be Buddha.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, these emotions transform wisdom means.
Yes. For instance, transforming jealousy into compassion, love, that's pretty easy if you turn your mind to bodhicitta.
Yes. So if you are easy that you have more the capacity like the Bodhisattva, you know this.
Yes. Yeah. So people can't get stuck into their afflictive emotions. They can't get trapped into hating something.
Yeah. So actually, this you know, right now your question is the transform five afflictive emotions is we have to meditate more, Mahamudra.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's harder to do that. Transform afflictive emotions, wisdom means. So if you practice and meditate on Mahamudra, then example, okay, like in the meditation, you don't actually usually don't arise these emotions. So if you meditate, then when anger arises, you recognize.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't meditate, we cannot recognize when anger comes or attachment or desire, jealousy, whatever comes, we don't recognize. Yeah. So we usually you meditate more and more, and you really your mind's into Mahamudra meditation state, and you used to that level. Then you have a chance to recognize emotion, then you have possible, you can able to transform this emotion as wisdom. Example, when anger arises, the meditators recognize anger arise because there is awareness, mindful and awareness. Usually, ordinary people, of course, no awareness, no mindful. Especially when emotion comes, we don't have awareness, we don't have mindful.
Yeah.
When you are relaxed, good weather, good conditions, you have awareness, you have mindful, but difficulty, situation, emotion comes, then we don't have awareness and mindful. The meditator, Mahamudra, these meditators, when difficulty situation, hardest emotion when comes, that time they have more awareness and mindful. So that's the reason they can transform. First step is, of course, we have to recognize emotion comes. For example, anger arises. So you recognize anger, then you have to into Mahamudra meditation. When anger arises, then when you into the meditate, you see anger. You can see anger is there. You can see the anger. You can, watch the anger. You can see the anger is kind of separate from you, become, like awareness, watching, and your meditation level recognize anger, the seeing anger. Anger is like become object of meditation. So then the meditators recognize that anger is not really inherently exist. And there, anger is actually is temporary, and anger is emptiness, kind of like just not
unsubstantial.
Yeah, anger is the emptiness. The anger is naturally released.
Yes.
So that is called the dharma, the not dharma, the wisdom, mirror-like wisdom.
Yeah.
The anger is transformed to the mirror-like wisdom. Then so wisdom means like emotion transformed to the wisdom means like that. We have these 5 different emotions, and which emotion arise. For example, you have ignorance comes, you recognize your ignorance, watch and ignorance, transform ignorance, then it's called the Dharma, the wisdom, right? So like that, we're followed by these 5 different wisdoms, followed by different emotions. And that is harder to do. Easy to share. The teaching is not that hard to share for somebody. We also understand when we share this teaching, transform these 5 emotions, 5 afflictive emotions, 5 wisdom. But when we get in that situation, then it's hard, not easy. Because the reason is we don't have enough practice Mahamudra. And another thing is like, that's the reason we have to meditate this mindful meditations, mindful meditation. Sometimes I share with you this mindful feeling meditation, right? Feeling meditation. So that is like kind of a gross level and basic, how to say, the course level, gross level, right? Gross level for meditate, like watching, recognizing the feeling, then that helps to more go subtle level is recognize emotion. So this meditation is like kind of the interdependent related to each other. So you pick mindful feeling meditation that more go deeper into, and then same is become this Mahamudra, recognize emotion, transform to the wisdom. Gross level we call the mindful, but deeper levels become Mahamudra.
Yes.
And same thing, you know, when I shared many times already this 4 different level mindful meditation. Its gross level is mindful meditation. So go more subtle level is Mahamudra. Yeah. Okay, so that's a then. Do you have any questions? So who's the okay? Here's Ro. Ro, are you?
No, I was wondering just about what you just said. You know, about because you talk about Mahamudra meditation. Okay, let's meditate on Mahamudra. How do I meditate on Mahamudra? What is meditating on Mahamudra? How do I get to meditating in Mahamudra? But you were just saying, you know, you start with a mindfulness of feelings, and then you go deeper and deeper, and then when you start looking at your emotions, then I assume from what you said is that when you start moving into a Mahamudra meditation. So I was just wondering, you know, how can one develop a method so you can get to that Mahamudra meditation, and how do you recognize you are advancing in the path to getting to meditate, to do Mahamudra meditation? How do you recognize that? That was my question, but you clarified some of it.
So which is your question is specifically?
Yeah, specifically it was that is how do you meditate on Mahamudra? What is exactly meditating on Mahamudra?
Oh, what exactly Mahamudra means? You mean?
Yeah, because it's like you know, it's like you say, okay, you have to meditate on Mahamudra. Fine, I can hear that, but I don't know exactly what you're talking about. You can clarify that. That would be awesome.
Oh. So that is the hardest, you know. With this time, you know, Saturday, Sunday, we sharing this supplication to Tara, this teaching, right? So talk about the Lord, talk about the Dharmakaya, perfection of wisdom, and we talk about the Lord, Buddha nature, our sentient beings as a Buddha. We talk lots in that teaching, right? You was there, right? Are you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that is like Mahamudra example. You recognize that nature, you know what I'm talking about. The nature, your mind, Buddha. We talk about Buddha nature. You recognize that nature, then you state that nature is called Mahamudra meditation. The main point is. So that's the reason how to get there. That's the reason we have to study many different levels, these different vehicles, and also we have to purify, you know, our emotions, understanding this reality, you know, perfection of wisdom. So that's all the main point, like the teaching is the, you know, supplication to Tara. This teaching is explaining that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So really cannot show like something Mahamudra, like say, okay, this is a Mahamudra. No one can show like that way because Mahamudra is no object of showing. Yeah. Through the meditation, individually have to understand and recognize. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Then anyone has questions? So good thing is mostly get back again in the today, you know. We lost this all ID, password, everything's become new. But we get back everything most ones. That's good. Yes, Gail. We cannot hear Gail.
Is it now better? Now can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. I have a comment about the poison tree story, because you used one of the methods for killing the poison tree permanently with ease is pouring boiling water on it. You have that in your Buddhism book. You pour boiling water in it. That's a very fast way to kill a poison tree. Well, that's exactly what we do with thistles in British Columbia. That's one of our gardening techniques, because thistles, when they grow big, they have tap roots that are impossible to get out. With spades and hoes, you break your back. It's like chopping them with an axe. So you pour boiling water on them and they just wither and die.
Wow. So that means my example is correct.
Yes.
Proving.
Yes. The only poison tree that doesn't work is one that's affected by a virus. We just had to chop off branches of a plum tree, because plum and cherry trees are very susceptible in the dampness to black knot, K-N-O-T. Black knot is an ugly thing that looks like leprosy on the tree. And it infects it if it's too wet. And we're in a temperate rainforest here, so it's very, very wet. And the plum trees all get this black knot. So when the trees leaf out, the black knot sends out spores, sort of like a COVID virus. It's a fungus. And it infects and poisons all the soil and all the other plum trees and cherry trees. So it's a terrible thing for orchards. So then you have to absolutely cut the tree, all the branches, and maybe the tree down, and then you have to burn it. You have to burn all of this before the spores release the fungus.
We also have an example for that too. So these teachings, and like we share this same three way hackers follow, and we practice and benefit for that person. Like same is like we get rid of the poison too. And then what happened? Medicine is become poison.
Yes.
Like same like that, you're just like the poison is get affected or something, then harder to change that, right? Harder to get rid of that.
It's in dosage. Western medicine, it can be a poison if there's too much of it. You take too much of it, like sleeping pills.
Yeah, so that's in the Buddha's teaching, and especially in Tibet, this mostly practitioner teachers that give the one example, share that information. So like what that says, the Tibetan say mark motor means like it's usually butter can put in the leather. You can make very soft leather. You can change the leather, use the butter. Yeah. So then one leather is always be with the butter, and then butter cannot benefit to that leather because that leather is become too tight. So that means like in Tibet we have one skin. This skin also leather. So anyway, skin, and all the butter put into that skin.
Yes, the hide.
Yeah. So then that skin is very tight. So all the butter that hold this skin hold the butter, but butter cannot make soft for this skin and the leather. So the butter can make all the this skin and the leather can make soft, but cannot make always some skins be with the butter. And butter cannot benefit to that skin. So that example, like exactly, who is always listening, teaching, but don't practice, someone not practice a Dharma. And then that thing, I know all these Dharma teachings, I already received these teachings, they don't put effort, they don't practice. But then slowly, that person become kind of spoiled. It's like they get more like kind of, how to say, the pride, get more pride. And then who share the Dharma, then who give the Dharma teaching to them, that cannot benefit that person, cannot change that person. That is become hardest. Someone like never heard Dharma teaching, you give a Dharma teaching and that person can practice, it can get benefit. But someone already that kind of like, how to say, spoiled, then Dharma cannot benefit to that person. It's very hard to benefit Dharma, very hard to benefit to that kind of person. So same like that, like some then poison also get affected something, then cannot change, and then no any solutions. Yeah. So that is a big obscuration, like become practitioners. So when we receive Dharma teaching, the main point is we have to put practice, and also you have to recognize this, whatever this teaching different levels, have to understand that all this teaching is like benefit for us. So sometimes people think, oh, this Dharma is good for me, or this Dharma is not me, they become like kind of a, how to say that, like example, the follow the like lineages, follow the like inside the Dharma teachings, like become the attached to the outside. Oh, I don't like this, I like this. So become you have that kind of concept and the thoughts, then Dharma cannot benefit. So who knows all this Dharma is the same as medicine. If you receive 4 sentence only Dharma teachings, you practice, you recognize it's important, and then you put effort, practice comes also more devotion to Dharma, devotion to the then Buddhas and these special teachers. So then that's really transform our mind. Our mind is become more soft and soft. Same as the good butter put in the leather. Yeah. So that means subdued this crazy mind. Otherwise, people receive Dharma teachings, they don't put effort, then they think, I know this Dharma, or I need some different Dharma teachings. You get that Dharma teachings, or no, I need something different. You get that, but you don't put effort. You lose everything effort. Then you think, oh, I have everything. No, I don't need anything. But then look to that person is no change anything, no transform. So same is the strong is in the water. The strong is in the water 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 10 year, 20 year, always same, no change. The water cannot make soft the strong. Strong is always tight. So whatever you receive Dharma teachings, your mind cannot transform, cannot change. So that means that the main point is when we receive teachings, actually, and have to, that teaching is introduced to our emotion, and have to change this ordinary mind, and have to change, have to benefit our mind. If whatever receive teachings not benefit our mind, not purify our emotion, or not, really transform emotion, purify, then that Dharma is not working for that person. That means not Dharma problem, but they become the person's ego and become big obscurations. So this is the biggest obscuration. auto level obscuration is you can change, transform easily. You get something obscuration in your mind, then very hard to change that, get big. Then whatever Dharma comes, receive teachings, no benefit. Make sense or no? Yeah, so that's the reason we practice the Dharma, and whatever we receive teaching, we have to recognize important. Of course, we recognize Dharma is important. That's why we're gathering together. And also, so cultivate and think about that. So then use that is more for practice. Especially, that Dharma is antidote to our emotions. Not that the Dharma is like use and teaching for some others. Sometimes like we say, oh, we know that receive Dharma teachings and receiving Dharma teachings, but then we can use that Dharma teachings words. We don't recognize our own problems. One day we recognize others' problems. Like, oh, he has this problem, he has this problem, she has this problem. We recognize others' problems. Then we don't recognize our own problems. That means that the Dharma is going to wrong directions. So Dharma, practice is like have to recognize our own problem. That's all the main point is our solution, our own problem solution is Dharma practice. So then that's the reason many different teachings, if you learn this, study, contemplate, meditate, this each Dharma teaching has power to benefit us. So if we don't use anything, we heard the teachings, then not much is going to benefit us. If you really use that practice, so put your effort, even you meditate impermanent, become change all our life. So if you practice only precious human body meditation, can be transformed. If we don't put effort to practice, if we hear all the way to like these first vehicles, common to all the way 9 yanas teachings, you hear everything, then we don't put effort, we don't practice ourselves, and then recognize others' problems. So then of course that you think you recognize always others' problems, we don't recognize our own problems. Then okay, become you see oh, this teacher has this problem, all this, even you see the Buddha also become problem. Then of course all other regular people is no caution. And
I think one of the benefits of deepening the practice is that it becomes much easier and more joyful.
Yes.
And the light, and you see your life transform.
Yes. So also there's Dharma. If you know Lord, this you more have knowledge, then you same time you practice, then you can benefit yourself, you can benefit others more.
Yes.
If you don't know Dharma much and you practice yourself, that benefit you, but you really cannot benefit others much. Mm-hmm. Because these teachings you cannot put in the word to give for others to practice, And that's the reason we have to study, contemplate, meditations, go follow like that way. Yeah. So actually, we cannot fall into, two extremes. The two extremes means like somebody say, oh, you have to study, if you have to know, otherwise you don't know anything Dharma, you become stuck in samsara, you get problems. That's also one extreme. it's only knowing also not really much benefit. And if you don't know anything, then also one extreme, falling to another extreme. Because the reason is we are all sentient beings stuck in samsara is we are falling into we didn't know Dharma. And that's the reason we are stuck in samsara. That's we can see clearly our problem. If you know laws, you don't put effort, you don't practice, also one big problem too. Same as the scientists. Scientists can become mental problems, and can be homeless, they're suicide themselves. There's too much thinking here. Follow that, and then you don't see anything is meaningful in the life. Becomes the suicide because too much put another side, go away another falling, and these practitioners actually don't go that way. If you knowing more and you use that your practice. If you know laws, you don't really put any effort to put practice, then we call the one name is Likpa Karma. Likpa Karma is during the Buddha time, it's a great knowledge. He is the Buddha's disciple. He's been with 20 years with the Buddha Shakyamuni. And he has memorized all these Buddha's teachings. So then what happened to him? He lost devotion Buddha, and he thinks he's better than Buddha, kind of like that, So not the last Saturday, Sunday, I shared the teachings. The guy is like Buddha's half brother. What is his name? It's David Datta, not that guy, David Datta, not that one. And this is called Likpa Karma, different person. So then what he says, Buddha and I am same knowledge. Only I don't have, he has is like this kind of like 5 feet light radiates. When Buddha goes, his like heart goes, light radiates like kind of like 5 feet front of him. So he said, I don't have that. This light radiates come from his heart to, like 5 feet in front, 5, 6 something feet. So maybe 7 feet, I don't know exactly, but like that kind of goes like that. It comes from Buddha's heart to front. Where always he has that. But then this guy say, I don't have that. I have everything, same knowledge with the Buddha. He lost devotion. He said, I don't need to go with the Buddha. I'm going to myself. Be with myself. I'm going to enjoy. So then he said that he left. Before he leave, he teaching Buddha, kind of, Then Buddha told him, you're only going to stay one week. Be careful. You're only going to stay 1 week. Be careful. Buddha kept warning him. So then he just left. He think, okay, no, I'm very careful during the 1 week, within 1 week. After 1 week, I'm going to criticize Buddha and, give like this news kind of like he wanted to make, the big news like Buddha is like, whatever he says is not truth. The reason is because Buddha told him only you're going to stay 1 week. So he said he wanted to share the other people. After 1 week, he said, Buddha told me that I'm still alive, He wanted to share that for others. Then he went back to his home or somewhere. And then what he did, he wanted to really careful. He said, I must be careful everything during the 1 week. So he eat, drink everything very careful. some reasons he drink water is affected his lung or something. Become 7 days, he died. He passed away. One way he passed away. So then what happening? He reborn in hungry ghost. In the garden, like one animal. The form is animal, but he's experiencing that the animal experience is hungry ghost. So then Buddha shared the teachings. Then he showed his disciples. See, this is the liquid karma, because he did like what he did. He didn't practice. He got to ego and he did the wrong direction, and he died. He become reborn to the hungry ghost. So like that kind, if we go to two extremes, it's become problem. So that's the reason. Whatever we receive teaching, we have to use that and practice and meditate. Then we also have to think about we really don't know much. Sometimes we think we know everything, but we really don't know. This world is very powerful. Laws like King, this whole world is so powerful. These countries, so can destroy easily this world, but they cannot kill one small bug. This coronavirus, the small bug, they cannot kill the bug. See, small bug is winner. That sees this whole country is not powerful. So like that, we don't know anything, and whatever we receive teaching is use, practice, focus, and practice. That really help for our mind and transform, change. So then Dharma is like you practice, put effort, practice that help your mind transforms. Then naturally you comes devotion to the Buddhas, comes compassion to other beings. So that is a sign of the practice of Dharma. Sometimes people say, how to get devotion to Buddha? So how to get devotion to Buddha means like you have to practice Dharma and then you change yourself. The Dharma benefit naturally comes devotion to the Buddha. That devotion is irreversible devotion. Permanent kind of devotion, irreversible, not change devotion. Sometimes we have devotions, then go to lost. So that's the reason you practice. The practice is really help for your mind, that benefit you. Then you comes devotion to the Dharma and the Buddha is very powerful. Sometimes also you read this special teachers' biographies and their his stories. They also helps our get devotion to connect with the Dharma. They also release for our obscurations. So we have many different kind of obscurations. Obscuration means like our mind is transformed into the strongly worldly activity and lost the spiritual part. No devotion much, even like not much comes effort for the practice of Dharma. So first, like starting, like when you wanted to do Dharma practice, you always something come up. You have to do that. So that is become starting with our obscurations. Or I wanted to do practice Dharma. Oh yeah, I have to go to shopping. Or I have to go to the laundry. I have to phone call with somebody. I have to do something with some others. Like that kind of always comes up when you wanted to do practice Dharma. So that is like auto level starting obscurations. Then that goes strong. Then one day Dharma is not important for you. then actually already your spiritual mind is gone. So that's become big obstacles. So that's the reason, we have to read the more this practitioner's biography, like Malarepa, Jipin Sungong, this Gambopa. You read this more biography, the history, then comes more connect with the Dharma. And then, of course, you study Dharma, also comes devotion to the strongly teachers. When we study the philosophy, is really come to devotion to this 17 scholar Pentateuch. Really comes devotion to them, connection with them, because we study, like example, you study way of Bodhisattva. So this way of Bodhisattva, you read each word is so beautiful, so meaningful, so profound, and or like when you read everything is like telling my own problems. So that is corporate instruction, this teachings really hit to our problem. So then you read like that way of Bodhisattva, comes a strong devotion to Shantideva. So you recognize, oh, this person is not regular people. It's not just a regular person. He has so compassion, he has so much wisdom. He can share this kind of teachings, unbelievable, like, that kind of teachings he can share. So you study this way of Buddhism, strongly connect with Shantideva. Same thing, you read Nagarjuna's these teachings. It's very strong devotion come to the Nagarjuna. Otherwise, you have this all the Nagarjuna's books, Shantideva's books. If you don't read, you don't study, you don't understand it, there's no any connections there. That means you have to read and study that books, and it comes a devotion to the teacher. That devotion is called the one no chibijina, means like sharp sharp faculties. Devotion arises through the Dharma. You study Dharma, practice the Dharma, comes a devotion. That devotion is more stable, more powerful. So there's many different levels of devotions. Some is like, okay, you see someone very nice, looks very peaceful, calm. Then you come, oh yeah, I like this person, I wanted to follow him. So that is like, that devotion is followed by the person, no stable devotion. So then someone telling you, oh, Buddha is great, Dharma is great, oh yeah, it's great, you follow that, but then you really don't understand the Dharma, then that devotion also can be lost easily. So that's the reason the devotion, the highest level is the through the practice of Dharma, study Dharma comes devotion. It's called irreversible faith, irreversible devotion. Do you understand? Okay. Yeah, so that's the reason long time ago, and His Holiness Dalai Lama teaching the Nagarjuna's teaching, the teaching in the Dharamsala. His temple has this all the 17 scholars, this Pentateuch, Tankas. So then he pointing this 17 scholar, this Tankas, he said, look to these guys like big nose. He said, big nose guys. The big nose means like, of course, the Indian scholars, they all have a big nose. So he said, you see this, I read all these teachings. They are no regular people. They are very special. You read that, you read this study, what they wrote, the books, teachings. So then you really see this each person's qualities. He's telling his audience, and you study each this Dharma practitioner's biography, how they put effort, then they're giving teachings. You read that, study that, comes strong faith and devotion arise. So long as that comes, then you really connect with the Dharma. Then whatever you do is really benefit yourself. Practice the Dharma is without the devotion cannot get benefit much. So long as you have devotion, faith, and then practice, get benefit, naturally benefit. Yeah, otherwise, just no devotions, no any kind of faith, devotions, and then whatever there is, like you don't have a connections. It's you are in the like 100 different Buddha's statues, 100 different tankas. You are in there, you just don't have any connections. You just see different kind of paintings. And then all these Buddha's texts is at your home. If you don't have any devotions, they're just always a paper. Nothing going to change us, not going to benefit anything. So that's the reason the devotion is most important. I think we already too much over time. Sorry about that. I didn't recognize like almost 7 o'clock. We started at 5. Actually 5 to 6 is teaching. So now going up to the 6:42.
I tell people it's an hour and a half anyways.
So do you have any questions?
No, thank you. Thank you, Kempo. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So ask question more, please.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I don't have any right now. I'm just very happy that we had the teaching, and it's a lovely book. I'm really enjoying reading it and thinking through the teachings.
So then tomorrow is 11 o'clock. So please share this, ID and the password. Someone wants to join the teaching. So many people lost because we changed already password and ID.
Yes.
So I think we have to change every week this. So that is a great way to do.
So Kambula, tomorrow's teaching is still using this password, or?
Yeah, we're using same tomorrow. We hope so. We can use this until only just this way.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we can change again. Maybe Saturday, Sunday we can give information. So we're going to change in news. So maybe everyone give the phone numbers there in the Maryland. Then we can send it through the text message or something, So that way it's easy to do.
I'm populating an email list, and so is Deb, for Zoom password, so that we just, when we change it, email everyone all at once.
Okay, thank you, Marily.
So just watch your emails and check your spam folders if you don't get one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll send an email out with the Gardroma, the addresses I have, so everybody that wants to join can connect, that wants to do that, and we'll give them this ID and password. And it's been pulled off the website, and then Fawn pulled it off of their information also.
So Debbie, how do I get on make sure I'm on the list? Will it come a certain day every week? Is it going to be every Tuesday or something? Or am I on the list? How do I know? Do I need to send you an email or something?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do is I'll send out an email this evening that everybody who wants to be attend any of the retreats on Zoom to send their email to info@gardroma.org, and I'll create an email list like Marilyn's doing, and then they will give them that password and ID. And then anybody during the week, it's on the website that if you want to attend anything that's happening, to just contact me at info@gardroma.org. So that way, then if somebody new comes on and they go to the website, they'll just contact me to receive that information too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Kempo.
So I'd like to know about the weekend retreat, the Great Liberation by Hearing. Is that Kempo's recording, or Kempo can teach us online?
This is not coming this way, right? It's following way, right? Following Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. So I'm going to share this one teaching that I have already PowerPoint. So Lens, he created a PowerPoint. It's worked so hard monthly. So we have one PowerPoint. I'm going to share that, and who joined that teaching, and then you know. So follow that PowerPoint, and you have a PowerPoint you can see, and then I just explain, share that teaching. Same is like we're doing the supplication para. So yeah, like that way, you know. Then supplication para is very important. The preparation for hearing this liberation hearing teachings. So if you joined already supplication para, then more easy understand this part of this hearing liberation. Otherwise, hearing liberation is hard.
Okay, because I haven't been in the Tara's class yet, so.
Yeah, you actually joined that last time. Is the Mahamudra realization song of Jigting Songpo. I think that's really helpful too. Last time you joined the whole this Jigting Songpo song of realization teaching, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's also helps the understanding this hearing liberation.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So hearing liberation teaching this sadhana, we have PowerPoint. It's only going to share with this who going to join the teachings. So we cannot put in through the Dharma Center's website and the downloading, you know. So then we go only give it to who joined the teaching. So then they can use that or the own practice. Okay, so any questions? Tomorrow we have 11 o'clock, sorry. 11 o'clock starting. Then Friday, so you have to know Friday, we come to 10 to 12, 3 to 5. So that is practicing, and also we do the Gachino, which is long life, and we celebrate his birthday.
Kempo,
Yes.
tomorrow there's meditation also in the afternoon.
Oh, tomorrow on Wednesday, we have meditation 6 o'clock, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, you said it was only 11. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you, reminder, I forget. I don't think about teacher, so always I'll be present, that's why.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
And you said that for Friday's Gacha Rinpoche birthday, that we should prepare something. Was it like a small offering, like a cake or something like that?
Yeah,
I remember you said something like that.
Yeah, you can do individually that own, you know, like whatever you can. So you can have candles, you can have butter lamps, you can have cake, whatever you have is okay.
Okay.
And we're
So,
each reading the Tara 7 supplication, Kempo, is
yeah,
that
so
correct?
then what we do is, we can do is a good way we can do is, we all come together and like, see, I read once like supplication Tara, so this is going to recording, Maryland can be recording. So then when I chant before I say happy birthday, Gajin Rinpoche, it's like then I read, and then next one is come, example, Maryland comes, she can say happy birthday, and then she lead to one time supplication Tara finish. Then next, like Avira, you come, so you can say happy birthday, and then you read. So this recording, we can send it to him, and he like to watch, enjoy Gajin Rinpoche. That's
Okay.
we can do our own. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So then we can individual, each one is become the Dharma master.
Okay.
So we have to one by one, you know, lead the prayer. And then that time just everyone own the own video, because we can see, you know. And if somebody, of course, like don't want to show the video, don't want to chant, that's also the choice. And they just wanted to join prayer, is don't wanted to show the video, don't want to chant that, that's also okay. So who wanted to read and can say, you know, follow, that is great too.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out a way to coordinate it so people are going one at a time. So maybe you're going to need to call out names and
Yeah,
tell
I
people to.
can call the names. Yeah, I can call the names.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we don't know who's coming, who's joining that day, you know.
No.
That's just I have to call the names.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if can be mistake, it's okay. Mistake is no problem. So sometimes I can call twice, and then you say, "Oh, I already did." You have to say, "I already did."
Well, Kempo, you'll be able to pull up, if you touch the little people, all the names are listed right there, those 2 little heads that are there. So you could just go right down the list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
can.
Then
helpful.
people, then they'll know when they're coming, and it'll be like right there, all in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do that. It's an afternoon session.
Okay.
Okay.
So 3 to 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the morning we can do regular practice, you know,
Mhm.
and then just chant a little bit more supplication, Tara, and the morning 2 hours is easily gone. So afternoon 2 hour section, we can have time to do that.
Okay. And do we want to keep the ID and the password the same as what we're using Wednesday and Thursday for Friday and this weekend, or are we going to change it?
I think we have to keep this right now. It's until if no any get problems until Sunday, we kept. When finish Sunday, then we can change.
Okay, sounds good. That way we can get more people just to email us just by even verbally talking to people.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So far today it's okay, right? Right now afternoon section is okay. Goes very good.
We had no Maras today.
No one there.
Well, and interestingly enough, Kempo, you're much clearer now, and there's not the problems with the sound or the video.
Ah.
I think you were right, Deb, when you said they hacked into the account.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's why we were seeing a problem this morning that we hadn't seen before.
Hi to the echo.
Actually went into the Zoom.
Yeah, someone said to me that the China, in it by mistake, sent all the log on information to some call centers in China. So it's out there on the dark web.
Mm. Yeah, this Zoom is like actually when is a long time ago. I know the couple years ago Zoom. So that time is in the DC, this one group, they always use Zoom meetings. So sometimes I join, they always change this ID. Every meeting is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So every
They
when
recommend-
they share this
they-
ID and then finish meeting, and that like after another meeting comes, they give another ID.
Yes.
Zoom meeting. So,
They
so you
recommend you
know,
to
like
change
that.
the
This time-
password every time at least.
Yeah, this time is Zoom is so much increasing, like so become popular, you know, due to this coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And also government also more pay attention for this. I saw this more information. So this Zoom company guy, he also someone sued him, or they also U.S. Congress asked him lots of questions, and they're going through something lot. So that's the reason the Zoom companies are going to change laws, and notice they put the new password, and anyways, so it's have to change all things all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we can,
unfortunately,
our password is a very long time. Zoom meeting, this meeting is how long already? Almost years.
A year at least, maybe more.
yeah.
Yeah, we already all use this other teachings too, right? When
Yes.
last,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's okay to change. It's great. You know, we get learn today something again. Some people telling things lots. Zoom has problems. We just don't know. Today we get experience.
Yeah, we sure did. It was
So that's
it
also
was great.
And Kempo, from
Yes.
what David told me, what you had is what is called a bombing. Bombing. That is when someone, it is not exactly a hacking. Well, it is in a way, but it's not that they are getting your information, or if they did, well, that's not the part that you notice. It's when they get into a meeting and you know, start bothering you and stuff like that, and that's very relatively easily made. You know, you can achieve that relatively easily, even by trying numbers. You can do that, you know, and if you're lucky enough, you will get in. Or if you have a program that runs through all different alterations of the numbers until you get it, and that's a program very easy to do. So just changing but that program takes time. So just changing the password every time, it makes it difficult for them, because even if they get the number of the meeting, they have to run the program to get the password, and that takes time, you know. So changing the password every time should really help.
Mm. So know the password, which one? Archie is password, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the password. Yeah.
Yeah.
So know the don't follow the numbers, right? That one, no password.
Yeah, it's part of a password too. Archie 2020, right?
With an
With
exclamation.
explanation.
Explanation.
No, I have another password there.
Yeah, that one doesn't work.
Yeah, it's 743220.
That was the first one you did, Marilyn.
No, that one does work. That's a numeric password.
But you're going to stick with the Achi, right? That's what we're going to give people.
Yeah, it's easier.
Okay. Okay.
And what was, you know, was the number correct finally? Because we never got to, was the number correct that you gave us? Because I had to use the link. Or should we use the link?
Yes. No, you know what,
No,
Elvira, I
not working.
apologize. And I'm sorry, I'm multitasking, but I apologize. It did not hit the correct number. So I think it's 949. What you're seeing on the screen there is correct.
Okay, I don't.
It was off one.
Oh, it's 949. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I
Yeah.
haven't.
No,
noticed.
thank you for asking about that.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Um,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.